United States, Michelle Kwan, returning to the arena where she won her title. Did you have a good warm-up? Did you feel relaxed?
I had a really good warm-up, and after my warm-up, I came off the ice and I headed backstage over there. You know, we have our own little group, Frank and I, like a little cubby hole that we always find in the ring.
Do you do this before the competition? You find this?
Yes.
Okay, so now take me there.
So we went back here, so you don't even have to walk in front of anybody.
Okay.
I was standing right here on a bench. They had a little park bench. And I heard the scores and I remember covering my face going,
now, was this Lu Chen?
Yes, after Lulu's score.
Because she had some sixes.
Yeah, and I thought there was no room. And then Frank was like, okay, Michelle. And I remember him going, okay, that's it. There's room, and I know what you can do, and you could do better.
So you skate out to center ice, take your opening position.
It's about right there, I remember. And I don't know, there's something that came into me and said, I know you can do it. It's just the power, or I don't know, I felt like I was unstoppable. Nothing could stop me from doing as well as I could. And I knew I could do it, that's all I can say. I knew I could do it right then.
First jump.
First jump was right over there, let's toe. Well, you glide back on your outside edge, your left outside edge, and you think, okay, I'm looking at people, I see the camera, and then you just go, okay, gotta do it. And then I landed, and after that jump, it gives you a boost of confidence. And I remember smiling a lot after that and said, okay, I've got a lot more jumps to do, just keep on focusing.
So you've got the first jump, the let's out of the way, and now you're heading into a triple-triple combination. Let's walk down and take me through the combination.
Well, here's when I gain a lot of speed into the combination, and I was thinking, okay, not too fast in the first one, and just really check on the second one. And after the first completion of the triple toe, I was like, okay, I don't have enough speed. I'll just pull out to double instead of a triple.
There's a point in your program after you've done a number of triples where I think you have a chance to kind of relax and take a moment for yourself. And can you take me through that from the end of the double axel into that sequence and tell me what you were thinking?
Well, I just finished double axel right about there, and I just did a long glide. And here's when I look to the judges and I do this move. It's like taking their eyes only to me and looking at each one of them, looking at everybody.
When did you know you were going to do the triple toe? Was it right after you missed the double toe in the combination?
Yes.
When you did the double toe in the combination?
Well, it didn't hit me that quickly.
No.
I thought about it after, and I was doing my flying camel after the combination. And I knew, okay, I've decided I have to do my triple toe at the end of the program. And then I said, okay, no more thoughts about that. Get on with it.
And then after you did land that was the last jump in the program. What were you thinking?
Okay, I'm gonna cry. I remember saying that. I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, okay. I'm gonna cry, no! And then I remember covering my face and going, I did it. I can be relaxed now, I did it. And when all the people were standing up, I remember that it was like, my heart just went, this is the moment. This is the moment that I've been working hard and all my life, just on the ice, and it's all paid back.
Well, this is the moment where her new season began. Michelle Kwan with her coach Frank Carroll getting ready for the short program at the Continents Cup. This team competition for Olympic-eligible skaters was held last October. Team North America versus Team Europe. We'll present their programs as we called them. Here is the 16-year-old world champion.
She's such a beautiful skater, and the maturity of her performance is amazing at her age. Extension on the spiral. This is definitely something the judges love to look at. A spiral that is overly extended. High leg. Jump combination, triple Lutz, double toe, triple Lutz, double toe. Double axel. For some reason this year she's not getting the height of the double axel that she's gotten in years past. I've noticed her having a little trouble with that. Nice combination spin. The spin's becoming much more important these days because everybody's good at jumping now and they all have the most difficult jumps. So you need something that separates you from the rest of the field. And that comes in the way of beautiful choreography line, strong spinning, and good footwork sequences. Triple toe, a little low. She was kind of lucky to land that one. But no deductions.
Reigning world champion. Her mom Estella is here. Her father Danny. Michelle Kwan.
And just one of the things that makes her so well loved by these panels of judges is they can depend on her. They know that she's going to deliver the goods no matter what kind of warm-up she had, no matter what's going on anywhere. She's going to get on the ice, she's going to focus, and she's going to deliver the goods. Probably one of the best spirals in competitive ladies skating is Nicole Bobeck, and Michelle Kwan knew that she needed to improve hers. And look at this leg, the angle it goes up, very strong. The line, the presentation, look at her focus is up and out. Beautiful spiral position, great sequence. And in what I kind of think sometimes is a kind of a silly element in a short program, the spiral sequence, this is where you can really use it to your advantage. Triple Lutz combination. Looked a little bit like, oh, she's going to pull this one out. A little low coming down on the rotation. 1, 2, 3, right there. Just gets around and just reaches back and knows that double toe loop's going to be there without any problem. No deductions in that combination. She got a little bit lucky on the triple toe loop, but great program, no deductions.
For required elements. 5-7, 5-6, 5-7, 5-6, 5-5.
And again, the high marks, the judges just know she's going to do it. It's like, no, I don't have to think about this one.
5-8.
The marks put her first.
5-8.
Seated next to Michelle,
5-7.
teammate Tonya Kwiatkowski,
5-7.
the current U.S. silver medalist and the oldest in a sport that keeps getting younger.
I feel comfortable with what I'm doing and where I am in my sport right now. I know there are a lot of younger skaters coming up, but yet in the past couple of years I've proved that I can still compete with them. And
Here's Tonya Kwiatkowski's short program at the Continents Cup.
Opening with combination triple Lutz into double toe. Triple Lutz, nice. Double toe loop. Beautiful. Connecting steps into triple toe loop. And again, very solid.
Kai, you made reference to the judging at the World Championships here. Tanya finished 8th. Many thought that she should have been placed higher.
Well, sometimes when you're established and older and you haven't really kicked in, Tanya's made some mistakes at competitions that have kind of held her back a little bit. In the judges' eyes, they kind of look for the next skater to come through. When you have skaters like Irina Slutskaya making such an impact, it's kind of hard to get the marks. You need to make that impact early and keep the judges on your side. Tanya has improved so much. She works so hard. And again, with her experience, you know, she's only going to get better. And I wish her the best. Again, she's the grande dame of ladies skating right now.
Thought about retiring after she graduated from Baldwin-Wallace College a couple of years ago, but she's never yet competed in an Olympic Games, and she's got her eyes and her heart set on Japan.
Last jump, a double axel. Yeah. And the combination spin. Camo into sit spin. Layback. Back sit spin. Clean program, no deductions.
Our teammates like the program. Jared Swallow, Liz Punselin, Scott Davis. So did her coach, Carol Heiss-Jenkins, the 1960 Olympic gold medalist. But the marks again were low, 5-0 to 5-3 for required elements. So compare that performance to this one. Here is the world bronze medalist from Russia, 17-year-old Irina Slutskaya, skating to Phantom by Roberto Danova.
As with most skaters from Russia, she skates with a lot of speed. She opens up triple Lutz double toe, and it's a big one. Triple Lutz, she couldn't control the landing, and she has the presence of mind to do double toe loop on the end. Triple loop and hand down, the deduction. Double axel with an arm overhead. Judges will notice that. One thing that does come into play more now in figure skating than ever before, it's kind of like that Super Bowl curse or the World Series curse. You have a great year, and the next year you have to go back and try to do everything that you did the year before, and it's kind of tough. For Irina, I think she's going to be fine. This is a disappointing program for her. I mean, she's made some mistakes that she wouldn't have made last year, but it's a big transition to all of a sudden get all that success, all of a sudden start touring the United States, all of a sudden being asked to be all these competitions, and it can take you away from your rink and what got you to that level of success in the first place. But I think she'll weather the transition just fine. Beautiful layback. Look at the flexibility of this combination spin. Whoa, a Bielman spin both ways.
Well, despite the mistakes, all 5 judges placed Irina Slutskaya second behind Michelle Kwan. Tonya Kwiatkowski was third. We'll bring you the free skate tomorrow, which will decide this event. The dance competition is next. CBS Sports. The Continents Cup, a new team competition for Olympic-eligible skaters from Europe and North America. And we're looking back at the original dance. We'll have the free dance tomorrow. Here are the world silver medalists from Russia, Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov.
I think this is the most exciting ice dance team in the world right now. Last year they were second at the World Championships. Each year out I notice a big improvement, and if they keep in that direction, I think they could win Olympic gold.
They finished second in 3 significant competitions last year: the Russians, the Europeans, and the World Championships. And they're a relatively new couple, Trace.
Vern, they haven't been together very long, and I think that's why we see such an improvement each year as they get more and more comfortable with each other. She is charming, and he's passionate, and so that's a very exciting combination. Original dance, the tempo is obviously a tango. It is like a compulsory dance in that it is a set pattern, but the skaters have the freedom to choreograph their own steps. There are no lifts and very few separations. Judges really focusing on the body positions and the footwork.
Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov in only their 3rd year together and already gold medal contenders.
Elizabeth Punselin and Jared
The dance
Swallow.
tradition is not as strong in the United States, but this couple has made dramatic improvements. In their 8th season together, here are the U.S. national champions, the husband and wife team of Elizabeth Punselin and Jared Swallow.
This is a great tango. It comes from the stage production, Forever Tango. You can see that Liz and Jared's legs are intertwined here. Those are called leg wraps, and they're very common in the tango on the floor. Help to create the mood of a street tango, and Liz and Jared use it very effectively in this program. He can initiate her turns with his leg. We're used to just seeing that with the arm position. Adds a whole new dimension to the dance. Her use of the leg wrap here adds to the passion and the intensity of this dance.
They went through a long slump in the early 90s, and they have really improved the quality of their skating in the last couple of years.
Well, now they're 7th in the world. And I think with programs like this, ambitious choreography like this, they're going to continue to move up.
Very, very nice. Elizabeth Punselin, Jared Swallow.
Their fiery Latin looks are perfect for this tempo.
The look may be Latin, but she's actually Filipino and Irish. The judges placed them third, with Krylova and Ovsyannikov first. The French team of Irina Anasina and Gwendo Pesara were second. And you can see them all compete in the free dance tomorrow at the Continents Cup. The pairs competition featuring the world champions from Russia is next. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada the site of the first Continents Cup. Teams from North America and Europe competing at the Edmonton Coliseum, where the World Figure Skating Championships were held last March. And the American pair of Kyoko Ina and Jason Dungeon placed sixth.
America, Kyoko Ina, Jason Dungeon.
I'm Vern Lundquist along with Scott Hamilton and Tracy Wilson. And this is the short program for the three-time U.S. silver medalists.
The music, Japanese in nature, called the Best of Kodo.
Side-by-side spin combination. They've got to be right on. Unison is very difficult when you're spinning side-by-side. Double twist. The height. Spiral step sequence here. Now the judges have to use both their hands here. They have to count the positions by each partner. So the left hand might be the woman and the right hand might be the man. It's one of the more difficult elements to judge because you really have to watch both of them and keep track. Biggest hazard in the program comes right now. Side-by-side triple toe loops. Yes.
Scott, the side-by-side triple jumps are now becoming mandatory in the pairs event.
Well, in any competitive sport, they just get stronger each year, and when you reach a certain level of expertise, somebody's going to take it the next step higher, and in pair skating, it's no different.
I like this new look for Jason and Kyoko. Choreography was done by Leanne Miller, and I find it's a very sleek, smooth program.
Forward inside death spiral. Watch the pivot on his toe. Mandatory lift has to go up. He has to lift her from her hip and watch the dismount. It's really quite amazing. So rare to see an ending that doesn't end. And the audience were kind of leaning forward in their seats saying, was that it? Oh, we ran out of elements. Yeah, that was it. No deductions.
So were we. Kyoko Ina, Jason Dungeon, as their teammates look on.
They had some unison problems in this program. Here's a look at their side-by-side spins. You can see they got off.
This will establish the level of performance for the
and we're able to catch up together in the sit spin, a sign of a very good team.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that the use of electronic flash units or flash cameras of any kind during a competition is not allowed.
Side-by-side triple toes. Now they go in really close together, and you see a little separation in the landing, but 1, 2, 3, they come down. No deduction there as well. lift is very unique. Watch, she has to lift her up by her hip, star lift right here, and then they start changing hands and air positions and everything else, all the while moving very rapidly down the ice. And a very unique dismount right there, side cartwheel out. I just can't imagine how you invent something like that. Okay, now I'm going about 10 miles an hour down the ice. You're above my head. You have no control over what you're doing, and I want you to come out this way. Amazing, the danger involved in pair skating. But at the highest levels, it looks so easy.
Marks for Kyoko Ina and Jason Dungeon.
Now the
for
marks from the 5
elements.
judges for required elements for Ina
5,
Dungeon.
6, 5, 5.
And for the first skater in this part of the competition, these are
5, 4.
very, very good marks.
Marks for presentation. 5, 4.
And the second
5,
set.
4.
They did
5,
have some
3,
unison problems
5,
in the
4,
program.
5, 4.
They'll hopefully fine-tune this program before the Nationals and World Championships this year.
The feature event here will be the men's competition. 3 contenders for the Olympic gold medal, including Elvis Stoico, who wants to keep things secret. On the ice right now from St. Petersburg, Russia, Marina Yeltsova and Andrei Bushkov. Like Michelle Kwan and Todd Eldredge, this is their first time back in the building where they achieved a career dream, winning their first world title.
I think most of the reason that Russian pair skating has had so much success is because of their depth, the quality. Everybody's so competitive. These two don't waste any time with their difficulty. They open up side-by-side triple toe loops.
So many skaters use the Olympic Games as a forum for propelling themselves into the public eyes. One reason you're not familiar with this pair is that they won the European Championship in 1993, but then the games opened up for former competitors. And Gordieva Grinkov and Mishkuchanak and Dmitriev came back for the Lillehammer Games. These two didn't make it there.
Well, they too have had their unison problems in this program, but they've skated with a lot of speed, a lot of sparkle. I like this program.
Marina Yeltsova, Andrei Bushkov, they skate to a jazzed up version of the old Tennessee Ernie Ford song, 16 Tons.
Short program is a compulsory program, and they make all these moves look so compulsory. Look at this double twist. It goes up, it goes in, it comes out. Okay, next, no problem. Star lift, you can see her air position. Normally the one leg is way up in the air. Hers, when she gets up into the star lift, it's kind of closed in. That makes the rotation happen a little bit quicker.
Here's a look at their teammate taping their performance. They can get off the ice and look for any mistakes that they've made and make any corrections.
Marks for Marina Yeltsova, Andrei Bushkov for required elements.
Now the required elements.
5-6,
Marks
5-5
for them.
5-7.
5-7s, 5-6, 5-5. Not what you'd expect from a world champion. A little lower, but again, it's you know,
Marks for presentation.
not around the World Championship season, so we've got some time left.
5-6, 5-8, 5-8.
These marks go up, and of course, they'll
5-6.
continue to rise as they start to perfect this program.
First place ordinals from all of the judges, and so the standings after the short programs. Yeltsova and Bushkov first, followed by Ina and Dungeon. Then the French pair Abitbol and Bernadise, and the Canadians Menzies and Bombardier. Team standings are based on these placements and won't really be determined until tomorrow. Still to come today, the men's event. Russia's Ilia Kulik on the left is among the gold medal contenders. But when we come back, we'll look back at the last Olympic gold. Next Olympic gold medalist here.
And the silver and the bronze. Vern, these are the three best male skaters in the world. Todd Eldredge, the reigning world champion. Ilia Kulik, Elvis Stojko. Any one of these three guys can win the next Olympic gold medal. And in competitions like this, you're developing your reputation. You're in front of the same international panel of judges, and you need every 10th of a point you can get for the next little over a year in order to assure yourself the best possible chance of winning that Olympic gold medal. And one of these three guys is going to do it. It's going to be really exciting.
After the draw was made, Ilia Kulik will lead it off. Scott Davis of the United States will follow. Elvis Stojko is third. The reigning world champion Todd Eldredge fourth. Laurent Taubel from France is fifth. And Alexei Yagudin will wind it up in the sixth spot. And warming up on the ice, here is Canadian Elvis Stojko.
Elvis Stojko came into last year's World Championship as the two-time reigning champion, Olympic silver medalist, and he missed one jump in the short program that cost him any chance of winning a medal. It was on this ice, so I'm sure he's coming back with that first and foremost on his mind, hit that triple axel the short program and shake that monkey off his back. Nice triplets there, a little forward on the landing. That's what warm-up is for. Ilia Kulik, this guy is so young, and he's got so much. You look, he doesn't have the overpowering muscle bulk that a lot of the guys of his technical ability have. He's a finesse timing skater. He skates with a lot of speed, and he's just an uncut diamond in so many respects. He's only going to get better. Nice triple axel. By the triple toe. By the way he went into that triple axel, I thought, oh, he's probably going to warm up. Nice, easy double. And then brr, triple axel, triple toe. Amazing skater. Todd Eldredge probably had the greatest evening of his life on or off the ice. Here, it was just amazing. He had everything when he needed to, winning the World Championship in Elvis's home country and fighting off a very hungry and very clean Ilia Kulik as well. So this rink should bring back a lot of memories for him, and he is in great shape right now.
Three men, all with the same goal. We asked them to talk about themselves and each other.
Every day in practice, you know, I think, you know, are Elvis and Ilia both, you know, what are they doing today? You know, are they running their programs? Are they doing their triple jumps?
Triple X is not very difficult.
Obviously, you know, I say, yeah, they are.
We all as a group are bringing skating up and pushing the triple axels and pushing the quadruples.
All of us really go out there and try and push each other a little bit more and more each time. To see, you know, who can do the fastest triple axel.
I think I'm pushing them because I'm younger, and it's not very good to lose to a younger skater.
I think Ilia Kulik is probably one of the most artistic skaters that's out there nowadays.
He brings that flamboyant side of him out that, you know, he's Russian, but there's also this other side that doesn't quite fit the classical style that usually comes from the Russian side.
Todd has a great mix of technical and artistical. He has everything on such a high level.
He has a determination, and it's in his face no matter what. And even if he'll have a a rough skate, he'll come back and he'll be there.
I would say Elvis Stoico is the definition of technical excellence.
His jump is, incredible.
That quadruple jump.
His quadruple toe-up is the most difficult thing in figure skating.
It's an awesome feeling to jump up and spin 4 and be one of the only guys that can do it.
Everything I do to win Olympic Games.
I think the Olympic spirit is probably one of the strongest things in sport.
That's like a main competition in a life for the all sportsmen. It's the same for me.
The ultimate goal for me would be to be Olympic champion.
It's like some kind of, tests of life.
A gold medal for me isn't the actual piece of metal that's hung around the neck. I think it's in here. The gold medal is in here first. And if you find it here first, then maybe one day it'll be around your neck right here.
Whatever the competition, it all starts with a short program. And you've described this many, many times as a minefield.
It is a minefield. 8 required elements, and if you miss anything, you're taking yourself out of it, especially in the men's event where everybody skates so clean with a high degree of difficulty. Jump combination, all important. If you do not have a triple axel, you don't have any chance of winning a medal anywhere these days, it seems. You need to do triple axel. If you can combine that with a triple toe loop, you're much better off. Triple jump has to come out of connecting steps. Double axels required. Flying spin, 8 revolutions you need to do on the spin itself, and it's got to be good, and it's got to be fast, and it's got to be clean. 2 different step sequences down here at the bottom. They've got to be very intricate. They've got to be musical, and the judges are looking at everything. Again, this is a minefield. And if you were to make a mistake, there are mandatory deductions. Let's say you decide not to do the element at all. You're spotting the rest of the field a half a point. If you fall in a jump, it's 0.4, 2-foot landing, 0.3. Every tenth of a count matters because you know somebody's going to skate clean. And if you want to win, you don't want to even think about any of these things that you're looking at on your screen right now because they're only going to take you out of the running.
Our first competitor represents Russia. Ilia Kulik.
And first on the ice, the silver medalist in 1996. Born and raised in Moscow, but now a resident of Marlborough, Massachusetts, where he's working under a new coach, Tatiana Tarasova. And he is skating to the music of Gounod. This is Faust. Here is Ilia Kulik.
Skates with a lot of speed. And he's so casual. He just goes in and says, okay, I think right now I'm going to do triple axel, triple toe combination. Triple axel, nice and straight. Triple toe. Oh. Now in the rules, when you do a triple jump, it has to come out of connecting steps. And the hardest jump to do out of connecting steps is the triple Lutz because there's a long edge going into it. It's very difficult. Not a bad step sequence going into triple Lutz. A little shaky on the landing, but 1 foot, there won't be any deductions there. Right out of the footwork section, he does a beautiful double axel. One thing that will improve, he's not a bad spinner, but he's only going to get stronger. He isn't one of the best spinners in the world like a Scott Davis. But the jumps, the flow, and his ever-developing presentation, combine that with consistency.
And wrap it up in a 19-year-old body.
It's a good serpentine step here. Serpentine steps aren't one of the most popular steps by a lot of the guys because it covers more ice and it takes a lot more out of you stamina-wise.
Ilia Kulik with his teammates looking on, the world pairs champions.
And he's going to find so many things in his skating that he can improve, and one of them isn't his jumping. He's not going to get much better at this. Watch this straight air position. He goes straight up in the air, 1, 2, 3.5, boom, no problem. Lots of speed coming out. Triple toe, tight air position, 1 foot landing. That is so difficult. I can't even tell you how difficult that is because I've never done one. Triple Lutz, he reaches back right there. Nice takeoff. 1, 2, 3. Comes down a little bit. Doesn't grip the ice, but hand doesn't come down. A little bit of a shaky landing. It will leave an impression in the judge's eyes, but it won't be an adduction. And then right out of this footwork sequence, he just goes whoop. There it is, right into double axel. Easy, clean, lots of time on the way down. This guy's an extremely talented jumper, and the rest of his skating is only going to get better.
Marks for Ilia Kulik for required elements.
Now here are the first set of marks, these for required
5,
elements.
6,
Being the first skater, the marks aren't always as high as they can be. These marks are great. 5 7s is the first skater out of the block.
Marks for
Excellent
presentation.
Marks.
5 8.
And the marks for presentation.
And these don't really say that there's a deduction on the first mark. It just means that the judges like the presentation better than like the technical, and that's great for a skater of his age and experience.
So Ilia Kulik completes his short program. And as he leaves the ice, he gives way
the United States of America,
to the 2-time United States champion, 93 and 94. But a young man who's had a troubled couple of years. Here is Scott Davis, new coach now, Galina Smievskaya. He's left Kathy Casey. The music is Spacecapades.
Anytime you have a coaching change, there is a transition just in how you work and how you skate and how you train. And Kathy Casey's a great coach. Sometimes you just need to make a change. And Galina's a great coach as well. Opening with triple axel, double toe. He missed it in the warm-up. Triple axel, short on the rotation, came down a quarter turn. Blades don't like to go sideways. He needs this triple Lutz. All right. So I said Scott Davis is a phenomenal spinner. Look at the ease and the speed of these spins. Speed going in this double axel. Doing this footwork section a little close to the boards. The judges might be having a little problem seeing his feet, which isn't the best place to put a straight line footwork sequence. His final move, a sit, change, sit.
Scott Davis really trying to make the same kind of comeback that Todd Eldredge made.
And he has all the talent and ability to do that. It just takes time, and you've got to hit the jumps in front of this international panel of judges. You just can't miss anymore. When you're on that level of skating, you can't miss. Now watch on the way down. Triple axel combination here. He looked like he was about a quarter turn short on the rotation right there. See, his foot wasn't backwards. And skates don't like to go sideways. It's like a train going sideways. They like to go forwards and backwards. They don't like to go sideways. Like, watch this. Up and over. 1, 2, 3 1/4. See that? Boom. The best analogy I can say is like making a train go sideways. They like to go forwards and backwards, but they won't go that way. And you need to complete the rotation of triple axel, and you've got less than a second in order to do all 3.5 turns. 0.4 deduction.
Marks for Scott Davis for required elements.
And that deduction,
5-2,
as well as a couple of others, will be reflected, I'm sure, in the required elements mark.
Still, the 5-2, 5-1, those reflect the fact that he does a lot of things really well. The program is well designed, except for that straight line sequence right close to the boards.
5-5.
You can see they like the program.
5-4.
Elvis Stoyko and Todd Eldredge are coming up. Tracy Wilson is with Ilia Kulik.
Ilia, I want to know, where did you learn to jump like that?
It's a long process, you know, from childhood when I was 4, that started, and now it's gave good results.
Some of it must be natural talent.
Maybe, I think so. My father and mother did a good job, you know.
Were you happy with your skate today?
Not really.
No?
Yeah, there was, you know, small mistakes, which maybe audience didn't see it, but I felt it.
All right.
Yeah.
Good luck with the long.
Thank you.
We'll see the long programs tomorrow at 3. And Olympic Winterfest continues from Edmonton after this. It's a good winter sports city. The World Figure Skating Championships were held here last March. The whole town, if not the whole country, wanted Elvis Stoyko to win. But on one jump, he lost his chance. The next day, a paper said, Elvis is dead. He didn't like that.
Inside, I was upset at the fact that I had made, of all the years I've come, and I was very consistent, and I had missed one jump. You know, and it's almost like they forget about all the other things I've done. You know, all the other championships I've skated, the 2 world titles I had won before, Olympic championship, everything I've done before, all of a sudden doesn't mean anything because I had fallen on one jump. And it was such, and I felt kind of, it made me upset. It made me mad in a way, not upset, but angry at the fact that what happened here? You know what I mean? Like I had missed one jump and everything just, now I'm dead, that was it.
The triple axel combination, the most difficult element in the men's short program. Miss it and your medal is gone, but you have to get up and go on.
I said, whatever happens, happens. I can deal with anything. I dealt yesterday with, in my own country, as a world champion, under the most intense pressure that you could ever get in my sport, I had missed a jump. The hardest jump and the most crucial jump that I could do, that I could miss, and I missed it. And the sun came up the next day, I was alive, I had all these things, and I dealt with it.
And now returning to that same sheet of ice where he missed that jump.
Canada.
Here is 2-time world champion and Olympic silver medalist Elvis Stoyko, skating another short program, about to try another triple axel combination.
Now the important thing to realize is, in coming in 4th at the World Championships last year, Elvis only missed one jump. That's it. One jump, and it came in the short program. And that one jump is coming up in about 5 seconds. Triple axel. Double toe. Very smart. He was a little bit back on the landing in the triple axel. He couldn't get the triple toe loop off. Triple X. A little hand down there.
And a little reaction. This is music from the soundtrack of The Rocketeer.
Elvis is one of the best trained skaters I've ever seen in my life. Run-throughs, no problem. Extra weight training, no problem. Extra time on the ice, no problem. He'll do whatever it takes to be the best he can be. And just seeing what he's done so far in this short program, a little bit of a hesitation on the combination and the hand down on the triple Lutz. Sometimes skaters just don't get along with a building. There are certain buildings in the country that I can't skate in. And I just go there and I dread it. I know it's going to be a bad night. Maybe Edmonton's just one of those places that gives him a hard time.
You know, I love hanging with you. I learned such stuff. Skates don't like to go sideways, and skaters don't get along with certain buildings.
Double axel, nice ease. You see how he opened up on the way down? Nice footwork sequence here. Combination spin, camel, sit, upright, back camel, back sit, back scratch.
"24 years old now. He did win his first Canadian national championship in this building. And in the process, he unseated a four-time world champion, Kurt Browning. That was back in 1994. Todd Eldredge will be next to skate.
He did his triple axel in the identical spot as Scott Davis. Now watch, he'll go up. I think he might have over-rotated this a little bit. 1, 2, 3. See that left hip's a little bit past it. His foot comes down briefly. I was looking at his upper body, so I didn't even see the toe go down. But again, watch this. Triple axel. It's 1, 2, 3. Watch his left hip. His left hip is open. It's hard to hang on. You got to be so strong to do that. Double toe loop on the end of it. And the triple Lutz. This is so uncharacteristic. He just leans forward there. He's a little bit forward in the air. You can see it. The toe just doesn't want to grip, and he has to put his hand down. 0.1 to 0.2 deduction. Again, the Lutz, now you can see that he's pitched forward just a little bit. See the angle of his body? And then his toe just can't grip enough in order to keep his upper body up, and he has to put his hand down. You never want to make a mistake in front of these judges, in front of the ISU, in front of anybody. But if you do, it's better to do it in a place like this than in Nagano.
Well, let's see how costly it was for Elvis Stoico. Oh.
5-6. 5-4.
3 judges only had him a 10th behind Kulik, who was clean with a triple-triple combination.
Marks for presentation.
And the marks for presentation.
5-7. 5-7. 5-7.
And these are very good marks.
5-7. 5-7.
Nonetheless, he gets the second place ordinal from all 5 judges. Ilia Kulik is in first at the moment. Scott Davis falls to third. And next up is Todd Eldredge, returning to the site of what must be his brightest skating memory. Here's Tracy Wilson. And I'm sure still reliving that moment. He'd virtually disappeared from skating for 3 years after Albertville. Now he's back and on top of the world for the first time. Here's Todd Eldredge skating to music from the movie Casino. It's called Walk on the Wild Side.
There's something different about Todd this year. And I can't quite put my finger on it. There's a look in his eye, a way that he carries himself, a certain swagger that he didn't have in the past that just fills me with confidence in his skating. Triple axel combination coming up here. Triple axel, triple toe.
You mean like that?
Kind of like that. it's just, there's something different. You become a world champion. For some people, it freaks them out. I think for him, it gave him what he needed to feel like a true champion. So hard to do footwork into this jump. Triple Lutz. No problem. It's a nice way he bookended the triple Lutz with 2 footwork sequences. It keeps the program moving. And he's doing this straight line footwork sequence in perfect view of the judges. Required double axel, huge.
How confident is he? Well, among the other highlights of his summer, he spent a ton, I tell you, on a rather fancy sports car. And he could afford it.
The times have changed.
Have they not?
Look at the combination, the opening, triple axel into triple toe. He's flying into this thing. It's, you know, slow motion. You'll get to see every aspect of the air position, everything else, but the speed across the ice. Wow, 1, look at the height, 2, 3.5, backwards, a little loose on the free leg. That's the way he does it. And then 1, 2, 3, and out 1 foot, no problem, nice and clean. Kulik's technically a little more pure. You'll see a little more organized on the way down. Straight as a stick right here, 1, 2, 3. Look at the free legs nice and tight. Goes back, 1, 2, 3 again on the triple toe, and the foot's right there. Not quite as loose as Todd's, technically brilliant, but there's so many things that go into the short program. It's not just a combination competition. Todd Eldredge, triple Lutz. You can tell because he jumps in the other rotation. He goes off, he vaults with his left foot instead of his right, like most skaters, because he rotates the opposite direction. 1 foot landing as well. See, he kind of jumps left-handed. But great program.
And the 3 teammates, required elements for Todd Eldredge.
And these marks really reflect the maturity, that look in his eye, and the fact that he's much more developed, I guess, and mature than Ilia Kulik at this point in his career.
5.7.
And great marks on the second presentation marks, 3.59s. Those are marks of a world champion. Great job, Todd.
Well, the Russian judge placed him second. But Todd Eldredge, with 4 of the 5 first-place ordinals, takes over first place. Ilia Kulik is second, followed by Elvis Stoyko and Scott Davis.
Our next competitor represents France.
And on the ice right now, representing France and a late addition to Team Europe. He found out only 4 days before the event that he was coming to Canada. Here is Laurent Tobel, 20 years of age, and one of the taller skaters you will ever see. He's 6'2".
A lot of that 6'2" came all at once. You can see his sleeves are a little short for his arms. I think he's kind of still growing. Maybe even here in Edmonton, he's grown a couple inches. It's pretty awesome to see a skater this tall doing these triple jumps because they cover more ice, and when they tilt a little bit, it can be like felling a tree. It's unbelievable. You can't recover. That's why most skaters are pretty short. Triple axel, double. Now he has to start reinventing his short program. That was meant to be a triple axel combination. He has a required double. But where his double axel is, he's going to have to do a combination.
Now we talk about his height because it is so much a part of Laurent Tobel's makeup. At the age of 12, he finished second in the World Junior Championships. In the next year, he grew 8 inches, and things never were quite the same for him after that.
Triple axel and a fall. He's completely reinventing his program as he goes along. You know you have to do all 8 required elements. Otherwise, you get an omission mark, which is 0.5. So now you have to make it up all over again. So I think part of the program has been re-choreographed. Now his next worry is he has to do a required triple jump out of footwork somewhere in the program. And if he's going to do it, it'll probably be here.
I thought he was going to do a backflip.
Triple Lutz. Oh, and again, he just couldn't grip the ice, couldn't hang on to the landing. This is what most skaters would consider one of those nightmares covered in molasses. You know, you know you've made all the mistakes you can make, and you just want it to be behind you.
And in this sport, as in no other, there is no place to hide.
Especially in the short program.
Laurent Tobel was in Sweden competing when he received word that he was replacing an injured teammate. So it was an all-day and all-night trip from Sweden to Canada. And a tough go.
Well, when you travel like that, I'm sure his legs are somewhere over St. John's. The second pass at the triple axel. He doubled the first. He goes for the second. It's big. I mean, this is really huge. A little loose in the air. You can see on the way down, he got a little disorganized. And unless you're right over that foot rotating that fast, it's really hard to stop the rotation. Triple Lutz, he reaches back. He gets a lot of height on this one as well. It goes up really nice. You know, drops right out of frame almost, and you can see his blade just didn't grip. Momentum took him around, couldn't stop the rotation. It's still ice. When you know you've made that many mistakes, you're kind of going, oh no, where am I going to go now? Where am I going to do? Where am I going to do the combination? Where am I going to do the triple Lutz? No! Okay, I'm okay now. I'm just going to hyperventilate here for a second and press on.
Marks for Laurent Tobel for required elements.
Required elements for Laurent Tobel.
4-4.
There's not a judge in the world that likes taking that many deductions. You know, they're very organized on who they think has the toughest program, and when you have to take that many deductions,
5-3,
it messes everything up.
5-0, 5-0, 5-1.
And the second set of marks. One skater remaining in the men's event. He's a good one. 16-year-old Alexei Yagudin. Todd Eldredge has the lead, and we'll be right back.
It's the end of the year, and there's something special coming. It's the special delivery sale from the clever idea people at Plymouth. Right now, get Plymouth Voyager Plus with air conditioning and 7-passenger seating at no extra charge. All for this low price.
Join us tomorrow on Olympic Winterfest for the finals of the Continental Cup. The free skates in dance, ladies, pairs, and men tomorrow at 3.
Our next competitor.
The final skater today, the world junior champion, 16-year-old Alexei Yagudin from St. Petersburg, Russia, where he trains with the one gold medal contender not in this competition, the reigning Olympic gold medalist Alexei Urmanov.
Music from the Russian composer Glinka. Ruslan and Ludmila.
I just find it so hard to believe that he's 16 years old. His opening combination, triple axel and a triple toe. Triple axel, a little over rotated, steps in between, mandatory deduction. Palazzo. Oh, that one went up sideways. I'm sure he was in the air going, uh-oh. And then he landed and goes, okay. Oh, to be that good at 16 years old, the unfortunately missing the combination, but still 16. Where do you learn? When do you learn all that?
I'd say the prospects are bright. Of course, Ilia Kulik is 19.
Now look at the triple axel. It looked pretty good in the air. It just sort of over-rotated. He couldn't control the landing. Again, up. Nice height. 1, 2, 3.5. Great air position. Just see that left hip just sort of opened up. That needs to be closed off in order to control the landing. Had the presence of mind to add the double toe loop. The Lutz tilted towards the camera here. It kind of went up a little bit sideways. It twisted a little bit. It's like, whoa! Oh, okay, I got it. I got it. Sometimes you get twisted on the takeoff and you lose where you are in there. It's all timing. These jumps aren't really, okay, this is what I'm going to do now. It's more like set it up, let it happen, and hope for the best. Goes up. Really, 1, 2, 3. A little bit loose in the legs there, and the leg comes out a little bit forward. But still, no deductions on that. It just went up a little bit sideways.
And now the first set of marks for Alexei Yagudin.
And there are going to be deductions. You can see the 4.8 is actually very severe, but that's the deduction you want. A turnout is much less severe than a fall.
Marks for presentation. 5.4, 5.5.
Marks for presentation, not too bad. Again, he's very young, and he's going to grow into his own style and develop over the years.
The battle is for fourth place with Scott Davis, and 3 judges, including the one from the United States, give their vote to young Mr. Yagudin. So the standings after the short program, which is worth 1/3 of the final score. Todd Eldredge is first, followed by Ilia Kulik, Elvis Stoico, Yagudin, Davis, and Tobel. Tracy Wilson is with Team North America's Top Guns.
Well, with a first and third finish, you guys have pulled your team way up. You're almost there with the Europeans. Elvis, I want to know, do you feel like you got the monkey off your back with that triple axel?
A little bit, yeah. I was trying to get into the mode, and the warm-up wasn't the greatest, and I'm trying to get my feet underneath me, and things weren't bad, and I went out there, and it's not bad for the first competition of the season, but I've got pretty much on the ball and working from here. It looks like it's going to get up from here.
And Todd, when Scott was watching you skate, he mentioned in his commentary that he's noticed a big difference in you since you've won the world title. Do you feel any different?
Not really. No, I feel like I'm skating pretty well, actually. Last couple weeks have been going pretty well, so I was just happy to get the first run-through of the program and a competition over with and, have it a good one.
Looks like you're skating with wings on your feet, but the fact of the matter is, gentlemen, you guys are still in second place as a team. What are you going to do to move up to beat Team Europe?
I guess we're going to have to pull our stuff together in the long program and get going and see what we can do.
Who's the team leader here?
We haven't chosen one yet.
Time to pick a team leader, guys. Okay. Good luck in the long.
Thanks.
Vern?
Thank you, Tracy. The team stand. Well, the idea now carries over to the ladies' competition. They're on the ice warming up. There's U.S. and world champion Michelle Kwan. But one woman is missing, and we understand there's another costume drama unfolding. A few moments ago, our camera picked up Liz Punselin in a frantic search for scissors to help Olga Markova of Russia, who had a costume problem. Markova now on her way to the rink, but the 5-minute warm-up period is almost over, and she hasn't been on the ice yet.
This is major stress central. I mean, when you are ready for a competition, you're ready, getting your skates on, you're focused, you got your rhythm, and all of a sudden you step on the ice and you have 1 minute and 45 seconds left of warm-up. It just completely unnerves you. It'll be interesting to see how she handles this, or whether or not they let her skate for a couple minutes after everybody else gets off the ice.
Well, by virtue of a draw, she's scheduled to be first to skate. And she's talking to the referee right now.
He held up 4 fingers. Maybe they're going to give her a little extra time on the ice.
And while Olga Markova begins her warm-up, Tonya Kwiatkowski continues hers.
And she's skating so well. Triple Salchow here, double. Short program was flawless. She got beat by Irina Slutskaya, who made 2 mistakes. She just doesn't seem to get the marks from the judges. I thought that her program was balanced. It was beautifully delivered, no deductions, and it was just one of those things where she just came up a little short in the judges' card, and that's kind of typical of what's happened to her in the past.
And here is Irina Slutskaya.
And she's amazing. She had a great year last year. She skates with a lot of speed, gets great height in her jumps, not many weaknesses. She's a good spinner. She's going to develop her choreography and her line in time. Just takes a little bit of experience to get that going. You can see the height in her jumps, very athletic.
Michelle Kwan's having a little bit of a difficult warm-up.
Well, I've seen her have bad warm-ups before, but there's something about it. I was at a Pro-Am in Philadelphia with her last year, and I was on the same warm-up with her. She missed, I think, half the jumps she tried in the warm-up and then went out and skated clean. So in her case, warm-up isn't always an indication of how she's going to do her program. She's very focused. She has great concentration. And triple Lutz, she's just a little bit off her center. On her triple toe that she did earlier, she was a little forward on the takeoff, and on that Lutz, she was a little bit backwards. She needs to jump straight up and down.
Olga Markova has been given an extra couple of minutes by the referee, Ron Fennig. Let's go backstage and check in with Christine Brennan to find out about the problem.
Yes, Vern, Olga Markova had a problem that many of us have. The zipper broke on her dress. And in the locker room, Elizabeth Punselin, the American ice dancer, along with her coaches, actually sewed her into her dress. That's what took the extra minutes. And, of course, now she's on the ice getting a few extra minutes of warm-up time because of that problem with her dress. Back to you.
And that's not going to help her a great deal, because if she's the first to skate, these long programs take a lot of stamina, and you don't want to warm up a lot before you go out because you start your program tired. So that's not a great advantage, even to get the extra warm-up if you're the first to skate.
The standings coming into the free skate, Michelle Kwan is first. World bronze medalist Irina Slutskaya second. Then Tonya Kwiatkowski, followed by Markova, Vanessa Guzmaroli of France, and Jennifer Robinson of Canada. Everyone else has cleared the ice. There's Irina Slutskaya backstage. Tonya Kwiatkowski.
Every skater in the world has nightmares where they wake up in a puddle of sweat because they had a costume problem when their name was announced, or they should be on warm-up, or their skate didn't fit. It's just such an awful thing to happen because it completely unnerves you, throws you off your rhythm, throws you off your timing, and if she can get past all that and turn in a good performance, she's an incredible competitor.
Well, at least her demeanor along the boards would give evidence of a high degree of stress. We shall see. Olga Markova, the music of Yanni.
Program with 6 triple jumps in it with relatively no warm-up. It's very difficult. Her first triple is the most difficult, triple Lutz. She warmed up a lot of doubles. Triple Lutz, double. Triple toe loop into double toe loop. Triple toe. No double toe. Tilted a little bit outside to the left, but she was able to pull it off beautifully. This just might build her confidence enough to get to the rest of the program clean. But that's not going to be easy.
Had such a promising start to her figure skating career back in 1995. She won the Russian National Championship and finished second in the Europeans. And then she began to experience some foot problems that actually required surgery a year ago last summer. There was some concern that she'd ever skate again. So she's really in the midst of a comeback now.
Triple flip, double. Exotic quality to her skating. Triple loop. Nice.
Olga Markova is the daughter of a couple of athletes. Her dad was a wrestler, her mom a gymnast.
She's changed her program. She tried to do another triple flip there, but it's a double again. She knows she needs the hard triples, and they're behind her. See her shoulders coming up a little bit. This is the part of the program where you're the most tired. Triple sow cow. Nice! Triple sow and a double toe. Double axel. Yeah, Again, you're very tired in the last 10 seconds of your program. Spin combination. You have to wonder, Verna, she hadn't had the costume problem and she got the proper warm-up. What she did was fine. It was just the doubles on the Lutz and the flip that might have cost her. Probably the most difficult long program of her entire career.
Olga Markova. She's only 22. I think she aged 3 years.
I tell you, it's every skater's nightmare, every performer's nightmare. I'm sure you've had the same thing. It's like, where's my jacket? Where's my microphone? Oh, I'm on. They're doing the opening of the game, and I'm not there.
In this case, the nightmare came true. Back with the marks after this.
The most difficult triple she did in this program, the most difficult she accomplished, triple loop, nice straight in the air, good height, 1 foot landing, beautiful landing position. Very end of the program, you're exhausted. You don't know if the legs are going to react quick enough to get into the rotation to do the triple jump, and she throws this triple Slutskaya, 1, 2, 3, 1 foot out. She has to do it in combination on the repetition of the triple Slutskaya, double toe loop, 1 foot. Whew. That's tough. What a bad stroke of luck to have that kind of warm-up situation, because it looked like everything was there waiting for her to accomplish and to really perform this program.
Marks for Olga Markova for Texas.
Olga Markova with her teammates Alexei Yagudin and Ilia Kulik looking on.
5-2.
These marks aren't too bad. Lutz in the flip, she really needed to get a high technical mark, but she's got to feel like she really dodged the bullet. She performed 4 triples in there, and again, she has a beautiful exotic quality to her presentation.
5-4, 5-2.
Nice recovery. It could have been a lot worse.
From Moscow, here is Irina Slutskaya, and she skates to a piece of music called Phantom on Ice by Roberto Danovic.
Doesn't open with her most difficult jump. It's a triple Slutskaya here. Double loop. Double loop is a much more difficult combination because you really have to control the landing. Every skater has their own strategy on how they put together a program technically. Some like to get right to the hard stuff. Others like to get the feel for the ice. Now she gets into the hard stuff. Triple Lutz. And short of rotation, came down a quarter turn short of rotation. Very difficult to save that. Look at this layback spin. How far her head is back, the arch. Triple loop, big triple loop. I think she was done rotating before she wanted to be. Couldn't control the landing.
Interesting. Scotty, 2 of the 3 women who stood on the podium here are competing in this event. The absent one is Chen Lu. Irina Slutskaya is a year older than Michelle Kwan, but in the last year, Michelle Kwan has had that dramatic makeover and looks much more mature than does Slutskaya.
It's amazing. It's just experience. I think Michelle Kwan has had a lot more opportunity to skate in front of hundreds of more audiences than Irina Slutskaya. And she's still pretty new to the international scene. Michelle is pretty experienced, kind of people savvy. You know, she understands everything, and she's had a lot more opportunity. That's the biggest difference.
She's also got a pretty savvy coach in Frank Carroll.
Absolutely. A lot of success there. Triple flip. Way off her timing. That whole upper body, lower body relationship was way off. I had the opportunity to skate on this ice after the short programs took place, and I got to tell you, this is the most beautiful sheet of ice anywhere. Any mistakes on this is pilot error. Good speed into this triple. Flip. It's meant to be a triple toe loop. You know the flip's harder. An experienced competitor won't change their program. If they make a mistake, they know it's a mistake, and they won't go back and try to fix it because it just leaves more opportunity for error. And these are things that she'll learn with time. Triple toe, a big one. Nice double axel. She seems to be losing a little speed. Choreography isn't flowing like it did at the beginning of the program. A little tired. I love this layback. Right up into a Bielman spin. Into a back Bielman spin. I think she's the only skater in the world that does it both forwards and backwards.
All in all, though, a really rough go for the world's bronze medalist, Irina Slutskaya. Much more pleasant experience her last trip to Edmonton.
Very difficult combination to open. It's a triple sow, which is the easiest of all the triple jumps. Now we're going to freeze it on the landing. You're going to see something. This is a combination. Now look, she has to control this edge right here because this foot is not going to reach back and pick into a double toe loop. She has to control that edge into double loop, and you can see how much force there is to control that double loop. Very difficult. Of all the combinations, if you have to do a double loop on the landing, extremely difficult. Triplettes right here. She's a quarter turn, right, boom, right there. You can see she didn't have all the rotation she needed, and that skate does not like to go sideways. And from there on, she just made a lot of mistakes. Hand down on the triple loop, missing the triple flip, and added triple flip. And then she did a beautiful triple toe loop. But again, at the end of the program, you can't recover from mistakes midway or at the beginning.
Marks for...
As she waited for the mark, she was receiving some encouraging words from her teammates. Technical merit.
5-5.
5-5, 5-3, 5-4. These are great marks for the mistakes that she made.
5-5.
And these marks, 5-6, 5-5.
5-6.
These are very good marks.
Still to come, Tonya Kwiatkowski and Michelle Kwan. But right now, Tracy Wilson is with Olga Markova, who had the costume nightmare.
Were you worried that you weren't going to make it out there? Did you get scared that you would not skate?
No, I don't think because 3 or 2 years ago I have the same problem in European Championships before my free program, but I skated in fifth, but now I skate first. It's a big problem.
So you're getting to be a pro at this. Well, you handled it well, and congrats.
Yeah. I must be sure that the people make me good.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Olga.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Tracy. The pairs later. There's Kyoko Ina and Jason Dungeon. Ladies are next.
Our next competitor represents the United States of America.
Welcome back to Edmonton and the Continents Cup. And on the ice right now, 25 years old from the Cleveland area. 5 years old from the Cleveland area. Second in the United States last year, Tonya Kwiatkowski. And a medley of Hungarian dance tunes.
This is a great opportunity for her to climb up the international ladder a little bit. Double axel opening right here. Nice. With a poor performance by Irina Slutskaya, if she turns in a good performance here, she can beat her by this panel of judges and really set herself up for a good international season. Triple Lutz combination here. Triple Lutz, a little two-footed, but she got a little two-foot on the landing there. Combination of triple toe. Oh, bad fall. His toe just completely slipped out from under. That looked like it hurts.
Just be enormously difficult to regroup after that kind of a start.
Yeah, in her warm-up, her timing looked like it was a little bit off, and her confidence was a little shaken. Anytime you back into a jump emotionally, you're really going to struggle. You have to go in with nothing but positive thoughts in your head, and if you start to miss, it kind of builds on itself. Triple flip. Again, you can just see their timing is way off. She's trying to force things a little bit now. When you start to get tired, it makes it all the worse.
Is there such a thing as a domino effect in figure skating?
There can be, yeah. If you start missing jumps and you start doubting yourself, you start backing off the next one, and the next one, the next one, and it's really difficult to recover. Pretty soon you feel kind of empty inside, kind of hollow, and there's no strength to draw on anymore. I've been there many times.
And she's barely halfway through.
Triple Sal. There, a little 2-foot and a little save there. That takes a lot of guts. Took a hard fall on the first triple toe. She's got it just, there you go. Oh, how do you miss the double toe? Oh, she's just such a shame. She had the guts to do the triple toe after that hard fall and then lost concentration on the double toe loop. She worked so hard. She's turned in so many great performances. This is one that just got away. There will be another day for Tanya Kwiatkowski, and hopefully very soon. She worked so hard. She's in great shape. She's a well-conditioned athlete.
Tanya will give way to the reigning world champion, Michelle Kwan, and come back favoring that left elbow that she bruised on that very difficult fall.
Or wait a minute.
And look at the triple toe loop. It looks fine in the air. It just looked like her foot didn't grip. It'd be like jumping in hockey skates with no toe picks on the front. She, right there, it just goes, whoa, right out from under her. Comes right down on that elbow. She never gave up on this program. Right here, another triple flip, 2-foot, and then the double toe. And she just lost concentration. That double toe loop, had no momentum to get out of it. Right here, she'll reach back after that hard fall, a triple toe loop right there. A little bit 2-foot on the landing, and then, whoop, Wait, what's that? She's going to look at that and just cringe. That just doesn't happen.
Oh, the elbow is going to hurt all night long and maybe beyond.
This ice is hard.
Marks for Tonya Kwiatkowski.
First set of marks for Tonya Kwiatkowski.
4-7, 5-0.
Again, this is just one of those programs that got away. She's so much better than that.
5-3, 5-2.
She never gave up on the performance. Those marks go up.
Our next competitor represents the United States of America.
Frank Carroll with some final words of advice for the world champion Michelle Kwan, who had a very difficult warm-up.
And they need her. The North American team really needs her here because they're the bottom two skaters right now. The focus and maturity.
A year ago, she skated the Salome 1996-97 season. She's again appealing to the exotic.
The extension is so unbelievable. Just everything is presented outward. Just everything, the head position, the way her eyes look. Right into triple Lutz. Good speed. Boom. Boom. Who cares about warm-up? Who needs warm-up? Good speed into triple toe. Nice triple toe and a double toe. Triple flip. Double. The reach on that was a little strange. It didn't look like she was purely right over the left side, reaching with the right. A little twisted, I think, in the upper body. And you need to be perfectly lined up to do those triple jumps. Concentration starting to give way a little bit. She has to get it back. Double axel.
Irina Slutskaya currently sitting in first place, but she did not have a clean skate at all.
Michelle's going to have to make a lot more mistakes in order to lose to Irina. About this program so far. It's the first time I've seen it. I love its completeness, choreography. Everything is finished. She's got a lot of difficult jumps at the end of the program, this being one of them. Triple Lutz. Triple sow. This is so difficult to put 3 triple passes like this at the end of the program. Double sow, but she has 1 left. Triple toe loop. She's already clinched it. She doesn't need the triple toe, but it's all gravy. Reach back. Oh! Couldn't quite hang on to it. A little forward on the takeoff. But a superior program in every way.
Elvis Stoiko and her other teammates looking on, as does her coach, Frank Carroll.
And he's looking like, okay, we got work to do when we get home.
Ladies and gentlemen,
she struggled in the warm-up, but you couldn't tell by the way she opened this program. She reaches back here.
Is not allowed.
Just up, 1, 2, 3, boom, perfectly backwards, reaches back for an easy double toe loop. No problem at all. Her most difficult jump late in the program, another Lutz. She just went after it. Nice air position. She just cranked the rotation. And the triple toe loop. Now watch, if you stop it right there, you can see that she's a little bit forward. She's facing a little bit this way. She needs to be perfectly straight up and down in order to get off it. And you can see she's tilted that way the whole time, and she just can't control the landing. And that's the last impression in the judge's eyes. But it won't make any difference.
No, there were a few bobbles for Michelle Kwan. And let's see if the judges noticed any of them.
5-6, 5-5, 5-7, 5-6.
2 Lutzes, and you'll get a 5 at the lowest mark every time.
5-7.
And these marks, I think these are low. The program is gorgeous, but she's got to skate it clean to get 5.9s and 6.0s. But every single ordinal is hers. Wow.
So Michelle Kwan wins again in Edmonton. Irina Slutskaya second, Olga Markova third. Again, you add up the individual placements for the team score. Low total wins. Europe has taken a commanding lead, and Tracy Wilson is with Michelle Kwan.
It was that hard, was it?
It was pretty hard. I mean, I didn't run through it a lot, and I've been on tour and all that. And this was just a warm-up for me.
So your thoughts in general about how you skated tonight?
It was okay. I mean, I could have pulled in more, but I know Frank, once I see him, he'll be like, you should have pulled in everything. I know, Frank. I know that. But...
Thanks, Tracy. When we come back, the pairs competition.
Now, when I was a young boy, at the age of 5, my mother said I was going to be the greatest man alive. But now I'm a man, way past 21. I want you to believe me, baby. I have lots of fun. I'm a man. I spell him H-I.
Vern Lundquist and Scott Hamilton back in Edmonton. Both of us now anticipating what really is the premier part of this competition, the men's singles.
Oh, absolutely. You got the 3 top men in the world competing head-to-head here. The team event is over. Team Europe is going to win. They have such a huge lead. But this men's event really does mean something. These 3 guys, Todd Eldredge, the reigning world champion, Elvis Stoiko, the 2-time world champion, and Ilia Kulik are all going to be competing in front of this international team of judges, trying to get the leg up. Nobody really has anything to lose here, but they do have a little bit to gain.
Well, if you saw our profile earlier, you know that Ilia Kulik likes to box and target shoot, and that he can do a triple axel in sneakers. And at age 19, has enough confidence to believe he can win the Olympic gold medal.
Well, the triple axel is intimidating enough, but boxing and shooting, I think I'd let him have it if I were his competitor.
Elvis Stoiko returns to the building where he was supposed to win his 3rd world championship. He spoke with Tracy Wilson about what went wrong.
Take me back to last March. You came in here, you're a 2-time world champion, home country. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
No, and it was, oh geez. I was standing here and right up to the top, right up at the top there, all the people were just going crazy. and they'd announce my name and from Canada, and the people will go wild. And right here is where all the adrenaline starts.
Let's talk about the short program and the key element, the triple combination. Take me to your triple axel. Where was it on the ice?
It was...
Okay. Right here?
Right here. Yeah, it was... I set up. I knew that I felt good all the way coming around. And as I was stepping into it right here, I stepped right in, felt good. And as I went up, felt great. And just the last half turn, I could feel myself just losing it slightly. And I didn't think it was that much. And I landed more on my heel. And I guess I came down this way, landed on my heel right here, and then couldn't get it, and then slipped and fell. That was it. And I was just stunned. And I looked up and went, there's like, I don't know how many people are in here, 18,000 people, and I was like, ugh. And I could just hear everybody's just the big, oh.
You came to the rink the next day, ready to practice for your long program, and I saw you backstage, and somebody showed you a headline in the paper, Elvis is dead.
Well, it made me mad. I had missed one jump, and everything just, now I'm dead, that was it. So I turned around and I said, this is ridiculous, this is a joke. This is not right. So I played the joke up, I threw it away, and I said, I gotta go out and do it for myself.
So now you've got your long program to do. Standing with your coach, what did you see when you turned around?
Emotion. I could get emotion rather than just people. Everyone was there for me. Everyone was just willing me. They wanted me to do well, and I could feel it. And after that, right from this point, I skated up, right out, soaked everyone in. A couple people were down there. I waved to them, went in position, and started the program.
Let's go to the spot where you did the quad.
Okay.
Take me through the entry into it.
All right. Well, as I'm coming through straight down the ice, and I just remember the feeling as I picked in, it'd go straight up, and the distancing would go through. And all I could remember is the landing position. I could feel that I'm going to land it, and then picked in for the double toe and continued on with the program all the way around. And right about here, I saw this section of people just, I was like, yeah, I did it. Then back into the program.
Let's talk about the triple axel. You missed it in the short program.
Yep.
What did you do differently in the long? Change anything?
Nothing really. It's actually the same pattern we had done. It was in the same place. And the only thing different I felt was, I just felt more over my feet for some reason. Like, as I went through the jump, I was just more over my feet.
End of the program.
Oh, man.
Where's your closing position?
I was right here, right in the middle. To be in this position at a world championship in here and having all the people there for you and cheering for you with the ultimate performance, and it was just an incredible feeling. And you just can't get that everywhere around the world, because like at home is where it is. And in Canada, you know, everyone supports you so much. There's so much in this skating. They love their skaters. They're there for them, and it was just an awesome feeling.
Well, let's see if history can repeat itself. Elvis struggled in the short program at this competition as he did in the World Championships. See if he can turn it around and turn in a great long like he did at the Worlds. Todd Eldredge, what a World Championship he had on this very surface, and he's just carrying himself like a champion. It's amazing to see the differences he's made in his skating.
And the order of skating, France's Laurent Tobel will lead it off, followed by Yagudin and Scott Davis. And then Ilia Kulik, Elvis Stoico, and appropriately, the world champion will wind up the competition. Todd Eldredge will skate last.
Our first competitor represents France. Notre premier concurrent de la France, Laurent Tobel.
And first on the ice, 21-year-old Laurent Tobel from France, representing Team Europe. He was a late addition to the team. Thierry Serez was scheduled to compete and had to withdraw because of an injury. And here is Laurent Tobel, the music of Henry Mancini and the Pink Panther.
A lot of humor in this program. Now, if Laurent does not look like a typical skater to you, it's because he's not. He's a giant. He's 6 feet 2 inches tall, and he's trying to do triple axels. Double, It's so hard to skate these difficult triple jumps when you're that big, because if you're the slightest bit off, it takes you that much more to recover and adjust. And in a 4.5-minute program, when you get tired, there's more to recover. Skates with a lot of speed. Triple Lutz. Nice triple Lutz. Now look at the boards behind him. Come up to his waist, right? Anybody else that come up to their chin? He's huge.
Got a little Peter Sellers in him.
Does he yell Doug Bites?
He's not my dog.
Triple flip. Whoa! He's got a couple of judges laughing over there. This is hard. It's not easy being funny. This guy's really good. I like him. He's great. Shoulders are coming up, his mouth's a little low, he's getting a little tired. But he's sustained the energy throughout this program. Whoa, big axel.
Hey, terrific.
That was fun.
Yes, indeed. That's just great.
Standing ovation by everybody. Every now and then, somebody comes along and just does something different. If Laurent's anything, he's definitely different.
21-year-old Laurent Tobel. That's just wonderful.
At the conclusion of the performance by our first competitors,
Look how big he is.
Here's a case where scores really are irrelevant.
This will establish the level of performance for the man proceeding with their judging.
Look at the facial expressions here. He's like, oh, something going on over here. There he goes. Everybody got into it. This is... Look at the height. Look how far across the ice he goes. He's just huge. Everything about it. Big triple Lutz. Nice landing. But enormous. Like, that's a giant.
Oh, yeah, when he ran over.
Marks for Laurent Tobel for technical merit.
And now the marks for technical merit.
5-1, 5-1, 5-0.
Well, these will get booed, but he did land 3 triples.
Marks for presentation.
Again, that's a big body if you throw it in the air.
5-3, 5-3, 5-3.
Second marks go up.
5-3.
That was fun. I want to see more of him.
Laurent Tobel leads it off in the men's. Back to 4 after this. Join Scott, Tracy, Oksana, and many surprises next Saturday night. And on the ice right now from Russia, only 16 years old, but he's beginning to make quite a name for himself. Here is Alexei Yagudin, and he will skate to Carmen.
Slightly different approach than Laurent. 16 years old. And what makes him so amazing is something called hang time. Speed up here for his first combination, triple axel into triple toe. Look at the height of this triple axel. Boom! Not enough speed for the triple toe loop. And a nice double just the same. Big triple axel. Triple loop. Beautiful triple toe loop. This is where he'd do his second triple axel. He can do this one on his own. Out of combinations in the same identical place as his first one. Beautiful triple axel. It is so hard to believe that he's 16 years old with this technical ability.
At the age of 16, Alexei Yagudin beginning to make a bit of a name for himself in Europe and Russia. But this is the first chance many of us have had a chance to see him compete in North America. His coach is the colorful Alexei Mishin, who also coaches Olympic gold medalist Alexei Urmanov.
See the traditional type of costume. Urmanov very much costumes his programs. And I tell you, when you're doing a long program with this kind of technical difficulty, the last thing you want to do is carry around all that stuff. He's not having any trouble with it, though. running out of gas a little bit. Woo! You see him breathing there. Give away his age is the choreography, and you can see that towards the end he's starting to run out of gas a little bit. His feet start looking a little bit bigger. He's not quite as light in his feet. He needs to really get the big ending going here, otherwise he's going to lose this crowd and the judges. Technically, this program was pure, but he really needs to work on keeping the program going throughout.
He is the current world junior champion. And he'll turn 17 right about the time of the World Championships in Switzerland.
What a technical performance that was. Two beautiful, huge triple axels. Triple lutz, triple loop, triple toe, triple flip. Wow. Look at the first triple axel. This is supposed to be a combination into triple toe loop, but you'll see he's a little bit too big. He comes down a little too steep. Straight up in the air, 1, 2, 3.5. Watch it come down. The toe will grab, and it'll kill his speed. Again, he came down a little steep. He needed to come out with a little more flow, and all he could do is a double toe, but still big, huge, beautiful triple axel. They like to tape their programs for later review, and he's learning a lot. Nice triple flip there. See, good camera angle on that. This guy could be a director someday.
That's Andrei Bushkov, the pairs champion.
Second triple axel. We're at the top of the program again. Same place as the first one. Look at the height on that. Straight up, straight down. Nice flow coming out.
Marks for Yagudin for technical merit.
Technical merit marks after a bust from Yeltsova.
5.7s are good. Now this mark should go down because again, technically it was brilliant, but artistically it wasn't that strong. See the 5.2 from the Canadian judge, 5.5. This kid's going places. If he keeps this thing going, he'll be in great shape for the future.
And he's first for the moment is Alexei Yagudin.
Represents the United States of America.
And now on the ice, twice the American champion, now 24 years of age, Scott Davis. Soundtrack from Once Upon a Time in America.
Scott's opening jump and triple axel. Look at the quickness in the air. Single. Just stepped a little back, I think, on the heel on the takeoff, and he couldn't get over the toe. Had to single it.
Things look so bright for Scott Davis when he defeated Brian Boitano in January of '94 to win the American Championship en route to Norway. Had a fine short program in Lillehammer, and it all began to come apart with the free skate there.
Triple lutz here, combination possible. Triple lutz, step out. Double toe loop. Scott had some problems last year with vertigo. He's dizzy all the time, and I gotta think that that's been the root of most of his problems. He really has had a hard time getting a long program together in the last 2 years. He really hasn't skated nearly up to his potential. He's going through a transition right now with new coaching. It's with Galina Slutskaya, who coached Oksana Bayul and Victor Petrenko to Olympic titles. Left his longtime coach and friend, Kathy Casey. Which is a very difficult thing for both of them. Any transition takes time. Triple flip, single. He just seems so tentative anymore. He used to go into everything with such confidence. He has such quickness. Triple sow.
Well, to know him is to agonize for him because he is such a pleasant young man. And so talented.
He's a great guy, and his strength is in his spinning. He's probably the best male spinner in the world. I was skating with him in Simsbury recently, and Galina's like, my eyes, look into my eyes. Scott had a tendency to look down. You can see now he's more focusing out in his presentation. He's trying to bring the audience onto the ice with him. Another pass at triple axel. He needs this so bad. Single again. Something must be wrong. That's not like him at all. To not even double it, to single both of them. And he is the type, if the vertigo was giving him problems and the dizziness was giving him problems, he never let on to anybody. Triple loop into a double. Supposed to be a triple. All in all, a very disappointing performance. He really landed one triple. The spins weren't evident in his program at all. That's his strength. He really should get to that. I wish Scott the best. He needs to skate a lot stronger than that.
Elvis Stojko coming up when we return.
Back in Edmonton and on the ice, the silver medalist from the 1996 World Championships, 19 years of age, from Moscow, now a resident of Marlborough, Massachusetts, Ilia Kulik. Tchaikovsky's Romeo and Juliet.
Opening triple Lutz. Pow. You know, I'm going to get into the gush mode here. This guy is so good. He's got everything. And he's so young. Next jump combination is triple axel into triple toe. Watch the height of the triple axel. Singled that is so, and he singled the toe at the end. I'm sure he was shocked that it didn't happen. So uncharacteristic. He does that triple axel as easily as most people do a waltz jump. Triple flip into triple toe, triple flip, double toe. No speed in the landing of the triple flip. How beautiful.
Ilia Kulik began skating at the age of 5 under the old Soviet system, where if you were good, and he obviously was, the state paid the bills. Now he competes under the new worldwide capitalist system where there's prize money and appearance fees to support a Russian teenager and his coach who've now moved to America.
Great move coming up here pretty soon. He does a spread eagle into triple axel.
Sounds easy.
I've never seen anybody do this before. Watch a spread eagle. He'll just step right up into triple axel. And it was over-rotated. Shaky on the landing. Starting to get a little tired. His feet are getting a little sloppy. Triple toe, no problem. Effort, but I think you get an idea of what you're in store for. This kid is great, and he's going to get better and better and better.
And he's going to give way to Elvis Stoico here in just a moment.
First pass the triple axel, and I don't know what happened. He must have lost concentration because he does this jump so easily normally. He just goes up, and he might have gotten rocked back a little bit and was like, nope, that's a pop. That is not going to happen. It's all split-second timing. If you're a little bit off, it just doesn't happen. And this is so tough. Spread eagle into triple axel. It's not anywhere near the setup you'd like to have. You're kind of pulled back towards your right side. He just steps right up into triple axel, and he over-rotates. Look at the height, 1, 2, 3. You can see his hip. Left hip was open. Couldn't control the landing. He does this jump so easily, and to miss both of them in the program is very uncharacteristic.
Ilia Kulik waits for his marks.
Todd Eldredge will be the last to skate. And Elvis Stoico, twice the winner of the World Championship.
For technical merit. 5'7",
Not technical merit,
5'7",
marks.
5'6", 5'6".
And without a triple axel to have these high is really
Marks
very
for
good.
Presentation. 5'8", 5'8".
5'8" for the presentation. That's good because that's
5'6",
not his strong suit. That needs to get stronger.
4 of the 5 first-place ordinals go to Ilia Kulik.
Our next competitor
and on the ice now,
represents Canada.
In
Elvis
3rd
Stoico.
place, coming into the free skate. Twice a world champion. His mom looks on. As Elvis Stoico gets set to let things go to the music of Dragonheart.
Elvis is an all-world athlete. Just go pat him on the shoulder, you can break your hand. Opening with easy triple toe loop. Nice warm-up. Most people worry about those. Is a combination triple axel into triple toe. Low in the landing of the triple axel, I had to put the other foot down. Looked a little slow going into it, a little tentative. Right into an easy triple Salchow. Doubled! I never doubt triple Salchow on Elvis. Characteristic of these guys. Program, it seems like there's a lot of standing around. He's not skating with a great deal of speed. To compete on the world level, you really need to cover a lot of ice. Triple loop, again outside. He's tilted outside. The left side's open. He can't hang on to the landings. I don't think I've ever seen Elvis put a long program like this together, ever. The judges are going to knock a 10th of a point off of that. If you repeat a triple jump, you have to do it in combination. I don't know why he planned that jump like that. Elvis. Triple axel, but again, not very fast going into it. But he lands this one and does a double toe loop on the end of it at the end of the program. That's more like it. Very into the program, triple Lutz, 4:30 in. Nice. He's definitely in shape. It's just the program. A little slow, a little tentative, and not anywhere near his level of skating. He's going, that's okay, I ended okay. I recovered. He just got off a big tour, and he's a little bit tired, and this isn't the best time of year for any of these athletes, but you got to think of priorities. You're on national television. You're competing against the best guys in the world, and you're building towards the Olympic Games. What's the most important thing?
There's his mom, Irene, and we'll see his marks when we return.
Opening triple axel. Normally it's into triple toe. This one was into shoot the duck. He just couldn't hang on to the landing. Good height there. It comes down just way low. Couldn't hang on to the landing. Was way back. Again, flip. This is so uncharacteristic. Triple flip up. A little bit late getting into the rotation and couldn't save it on the landing. Triple loop, it looked like he just completely lost his left side. There it is. He lost way outside left side and couldn't hang on to that one either. But it's not always how you start. It's how you finish. Look at this triple axel right here. He gets great up, bent over, 1, 2, 3.5. Easy landing and just reaches back for a double toe loop. Well done. Elvis is such a well-conditioned athlete. He works harder than anybody I know.
For technical merit.
And these marks are going to be disappointing. Absolutely. These are not the marks of a world champion, and he knows that.
Marks for presentation, 5-6.
And these are not the marks of a world champion's program. I think they need to go back and rework it a little bit. He needs to move it out. He can't stand around so much, and he needs to skate with a lot more speed. I have as much respect for Elvis as anybody on the planet that's ever skated, and that program doesn't flatter.
Encouragement for Todd Eldredge. Stoiko, as you saw, got 4 of the 5 second-place ordinals. That keeps him behind Ilia Kulik. But here is the man who was first coming into the free skate and the man who won his world championship here in March of '96, Todd Eldredge. The music from the soundtrack of Independence Day.
Triple axel, triple toe combination.
That looked kind of nice.
That was kind of easy. I mean, it's a simple combination. All you have to do is rotate 6.5 times in about 1.5 seconds. Triple Lutz, a little low, double toe loop, hung on to that landing. In the previous coverage of the short program, I mentioned that there's a difference in Todd this year that's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of an intangible. the look he has in his eyes, the way he carries himself is of great confidence. He always seemed to struggle through the early part of the year, make a lot of mistakes, put together bad performances, but he'd always show up at the World Championships. The last 2 years at the World Championships, he'd skate so well. Just look at him. He looks like a world champion. He went up sideways. Can you say?
Todd Eldredge won his first U.S. championship at 18 years of age in 1990, and I think we all thought he was going to spend a decade up top. Back problems, a lack of confidence from 92 through 94. He almost disappeared. And what a resurgence.
Too much too soon. It's happened so many times. Very difficult triple flip right here at an odd angle. You'll never see a triple flip in that part of the ice by anybody else. Well, I got to tell you, Todd Eldredge is starting to pull away from these guys. Ilia Kulik is going to need to develop, which he will due to his age. Elvis Stojko needs to make some changes. Otherwise, he's going to put some distance between him and the other two. And looking like this time of the year, you've got to favor him at the World Championships this year, which would make him the favorite for an Olympic gold medal in Nagano. Beautiful skate, Todd Eldredge.
These folks in Edmonton do know their figure skating. And they stand as one in homage to a young man who had his first brilliant moment in this building last March.
I guess you could say he owns this place. He's flying down the ice, opening his program. You think he might be a little bit nervous, but without any hesitation, he throws himself into triple axel. Beautiful. Look at the height and carriage. Reaches back, triple toe. Look at this, 1 foot zip, no problem. Goes right down for the Lutz. Now watch the landing on this. He saves this. This is sheer guts and determination. Look at this. He's way forward, and he just puts his foot down and grips with the toe. Says, I'm going to add a double toe loop. Maybe you won't remember how low the landing was in the Lutz. This triple loop is just, watch this, straight up, in and out. A little loose on the free leg, but that's the way he lands all of his jumps. His last triple jump, the 7th one in the program, triple axel, and watch how he just reaches up. He just throws the leg up. He jumps over it. Look at the height. Perfect air position, straight as a stick. Comes down a little bit like that. That's his technique. His leg is a little forward, a little loose on the free leg on the way down. That's the way he does all of his jumps, but look at that landing position. Wow.
And with his teammates surrounding him, Here are the marks for Todd Eldredge.
You know, if he did that triple X, triple toe, I wouldn't be surprised if those were sixes.
5'9", 5'8", 5'8".
And again, program is going to get better each time he does it. And any doubts? Straight ones across the board against the best two other guys in the world. Great showing.
The men's final standing, similar to the World Championships last March. Eldredge and Kulik 1 and 2 again. Stoyko moves up to third, where Rudy Galindo finished in March. Then Yagudin, Tobel, and Scott Davis. Team Europe wins the event, but Tracy Wilson is with the men's champion.
Well, Todd, if you didn't before, you must absolutely love this building now. Can you skate any better than that?
Oh, probably, but
how?
I don't know. I could throw a quad or something, I guess. But no, it was great. You know, obviously, you know, with it being a new program and all, it's all I could ask for. You know, I went out and I skated good, and you know, hopefully that, you know, I can do just as good at Worlds.
Todd, I know you saw the standing ovation from the audience. I don't know if you saw who was standing first. It was the ultimate compliment. All of your peers, all of the skaters were up standing well before the end of your program. Congratulations, you wear the world title well.
Thank you very much.
The champions here today in the season before the Olympics. Men's competition, Todd Eldredge, United States of America. Dance competition, Angelika Krylova and Oleg Ovsyannikov of Russia. The pairs competition, Marina Yeltsova and Andrei Bushkov of Russia. And the ladies champion, Michelle Kwan of the United States. Back with the presentation after this.
CBS Sports Olympic Winterfest Countdown to Nagano is sponsored by Campbell.
Mrs. Joyce Heisey of the International Skating Union Council will present the Continents Cup to the winning team from Europe.
Team Europe wins the Continents Cup, held last October. What's happened since? Well, Tracy Wilson has our update in the Skating Times.
Today's edition, the season in review. World champion Todd Eldredge won Skate America and Trophée de France and has kept his hold atop the men's field, while Elvis Stoyko has yet to lose heading into the new year. Ilia Kulik has continued to nibble at the leader's feet, and Scott Davis, with impressive performances at the Fall Internationals, has shown signs he may be ready to re-emerge as a contender. On the ladies' side, it's been business as usual for Michelle Kwan, who has yet to be challenged this season. Irina Slutskaya has been the fall's biggest winner, with 3 victories. Tanya Kwiatkowski has earned podium finishes in each of her fall events. Of the couples, Yeltsova and Bushkov have yet to rediscover their World Championship form, while Krylova and Ovsyannikov may have found it, with 3 wins thus far. At the recent World Professional Championships, Kurt Browning retained his title with a decisive victory over Brian Boitano. Kristi Yamaguchi was not as impressive, but she did manage to eke out the title over a shaky Yuka Sato. Russia's Yelena Bechki and Denis Petrov remained undefeated in 4 events, winning their first World Pro title. While Jane Torval and Christopher Dean were perfect 10s as usual in winning the ice dance competition. Finally today, Nancy Kerrigan got what she wanted for Christmas, a baby. Nancy gave birth December 17th to a 7-pound, 10-ounce boy, Matthew Solomon. Matthew might be the most anticipated baby ever. Nancy said that she's been looking forward to being a mom since she was 10 years old. And that's the Skating Times. They are a-changin'.
Team Europe wins the Continents Cup. For Scott Hamilton, Tracy Wilson, and Christine Brennan, I'm Vern Lundquist. So long, everybody.